Hi, welcome back to Island Time Art Design. Today I'm going to try to repair a painting that I really like. It's a wave painting and it's a set of three. The only problem with this painting that I see is that the white part of it dried at a different rate than the rest of it. So I have all these cracks going on, and I'm going to show you really closely what I mean by these cracks. So the white, I don't believe had enough Floetrol. I think it was more white paint than it should have been. And I remember the reason why that happened is because I did the pour painting here and then I tilted up and I liked the painting and I forgot about the sky part of it, the net neutral space. And I just had canvas, so I grabbed a white paint bottle really quickly to get some white so that it wouldn't just be canvas. And so my white wasn't mixed up properly, and because I want to try to save this painting, I'm going to try to repair this white area. What I had thought I would do was I would take white and I would cover the white areas over and overlap on this blue area, and then I would take a funnel mixed with white and two colors of blue, and I would overlap the completed blue and the new white, the wet paint, the white wet paint. And then I was going to try to recreate this edge. It might be a different shape when it's all over, when it's all done, but that's what I'm going to try to do, and we'll see if it works. So this is a really cool funnel. It has a trigger with a ball at the end, so I can close with the trigger and close the funnel, so I don't have to hold my finger on the bottom of the funnel and then take my finger off and do my funnel pour and put my finger back on. I can actually just use this trigger, and that's the open position, that's the closed position. But I'm going to leave a link in the comments below, and you can purchase this if you would like to. So I'm going to start off with just the white, getting that over the cracks and completely filling this in, taking my time with that before I do this portion here. After I get the paint on, I'm going to be tilting. So I don't want the blue tilting off the edge, so I want to get this upper edge with a lot of white, because I'm not going to be using the tilt to cover that. I'm going to get the paint in my funnel, and I've got the funnel in the down position so the hole is closed. So I'm going to just layer the white on the two blues. So here we go. I'm going to, let's see, I guess I'm going to go along, before I get started, I'm going to put more white here because I don't like how that ended up in my original painting with that peak of that wave. All right, so I have a really thick layer of white. You know what? I want it to have a nice edge between the white and the top of the wave. So I want this to be liquid, so when I pour the new paint on top, it's going to mix together. So it's a little bit more natural. All right, here we go. We'll see if this works. I've never tried repairing a painting like this before, so at least might have some success with this. All right, we've got the similar type of stripations. We've got a similar pattern going on that I did to top off the original wave. And some cells are already coming up because my paint had oil, my recycled paint had oil in it already. I didn't have to add oil. I'm just moving it back and forth to break up that upper edge to make it look more natural. Yeah, I like how this is turning out. Okay, now I'm going to tilt toward the top so that I can make some of those peaks that I had before. That just comes from the different weight of the paint as it shifts. We're getting a really pretty rolling wave action here. And those cells are popping open, so they're creating an interest. And I'm just trying to get some of this dark blue off the edge because I don't like it as much. So I think that's worked out to fix this painting. It's just a matter of composition now. We'll see when it dries if those cracks come back or not, but I think this is going to be an effective way to fix paintings in the future if you get too much paint and it dries at different rates. Like right now I'm trying to get some of that white off because it's just a very, very thick amount, a large amount of white. I'm going to center it back. What I just did was I poured a lot of white off the edge. And now I'm going to try to just center the weight of the paint back towards the middle. And kind of level it out so that it doesn't crack when it dries again. If you have too much paint, you're going to get that cracking again. Now I'm just designing the top, getting a little bit of a shark fin look to it. It's nice how those colors, it was just white and two colors of blue, and when you do a technique, it blends them all together really nicely. So what I'm seeing right now is I've got some areas where the white is a little bit thick and it's creating some kind of dimples. I'm hoping that that'll level out as it dries. We'll see how it dries, but so far I'm just hitting the bubbles here in the white. And as I hit that, I'm seeing there's bubbles coming up in the blue also. Well, that made it look more interesting. That looks a lot more frothy. All right. Oh, some more bubbles are coming up just from that heat of the paint of the blowtorch. I think my white was just a little too thick. Too much white. I'm just going to roll it off the edge. So I didn't end up with as much white as I would have liked on this painting, but I certainly don't want that problem again with having the white dry thickly and cracking. So I'd rather have the painting end up with less of the negative space, negative color. So I'm just going around the edges underneath the canvas to pick off the drips. Just rubbing the edge of the canvas so that the painting doesn't keep stretching. So one thing I've noticed is there is an edge There's a prominent edge between the new paint and the old paint. Hopefully that will level out as it dries. So that's something I'll be checking to see if this technique was successful. I'll come back, I'll take a photo of this later after it's dry so I can show you how it ultimately ended up. But here you can see that it's not as shiny where it's dry, and the shiny areas are where the wet paint is. And this is a close-up of using that funnel technique, using the torch, all the details that come out in it. Okay, we're back. So I've got my 3-panel series. These are the ones that I added extra paint to the top because there was some cracking going on. This third piece really didn't have a lot of cracking. It just has just a little bit right here. I don't know if it can even be picked up by the camera. I was happy with the way this one came out, so I didn't do any more to it. And it just so happens that when I made these paintings, the fluidity of one painting flowed into the other, and that wasn't, that was really purely accidental. I intended to make 3 separate paintings, but I like them how they go together. I think this one does flow nicely into the repaired painting that I made here. This is the painting that I put more of the blue in the top, and the blue very well covered all that crack. I can feel it with my hand, but I can't see it. And so I'll try to show you really up close. It's really hard to see the cracks that were in this painting. So I would say that was a success. I like how the colors blended pretty well. I've got the greens going through here, and I think that was a success to repair a painting that you might love, but there was a problem with it, and you're able to make it work for you. And I also like how this green area with the big cells is different from the splash area. It looks like a real wave coming through the ocean. Now this is the one where I had more white than blue, and if you notice, I'll hold it up as close as I can to the camera to try to show you the cracking that you still can see. So right there you can still see the cracks from the original painting. So this area, what I'm going to be doing later is I'll go back over this area again like I did with this. I'll just have to have less white and more of this splash coming up. Also, the white paint did not cover the blue that was originally in the spot. So I'm going to be covering that up with the blue paint, covering up the crack with the blue paint. I'm still going to have some white here so that I have some negative space, but I think that's going to work with the fluidity of the 3 paintings to go together. Also, I'm going to run a line of colored white and blue underneath this bottom edge to make it just a little bit more fluid so that the 3 paintings go together. Because right now I like how these 2 look together, but not necessarily these 2. I'll add so that that wave comes further down to here, so they match up a little bit more. It's gonna cover up here. So I think I'll have a nice set of 3. If for some reason this one doesn't work out, I'm still happy with having this set of 2. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and below there's a link right about there where you can subscribe and you can watch more of my videos. And again, I thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you next time on Island Time Art Design. If you'd like to see how I made this painting, click this link. If you would like to see how I made this painting, click this link.